$1.2 million invested in Kilimanjaro Airport parking expansion. Kilimanjaro Airport's development company, KADCO, has embarked on executing its ambitious car parking expansion plan at Tanzania's second busiest airport to curb ever-growing traffic congestion, thanks to influx of tourists. KADCO is the Tanzania's government's executive arm entrusted to run the Kilimanjaro International Airport, KIA, the second largest aerodrome after the Julius Nyerere International Airport, JNIA. KIA straddles in the middle of Tanzania's northern tourism circuit, and is the strategic gateway for close to 80% of 1.5 million tourists visiting the country annually, leaving behind $2.6 billion as well as a large chunk of horticultural crops volume destined to overseas markets and other cargoes. Billed as the Grand Project, it will cost nearly $1.2 million, $2.7 billion, as KADCO seeks to increase parking spaces at KIA from 85 to 187 lots, in its efforts to tackle parking deficit, particularly during the peak tourism season, when users triple, owing to the upsurge in tourist traffic. With only 85 parking spaces, struggle has been very real. At times we receive 300 tourists' vehicles at a go. You can imagine how worse it could be. Drivers spend a considerable amount of time in parking lots just to find the right place to park their vehicles, said KADCO Managing Director, Ms. Christine Mwakatobi. Document shows that the scope of work involves the installation of state-of-the-art floodlights, construction of drainage system, resurfacing, rehabilitation and extension of the existing car parking area. Ms. Mwakatobi said that expanding KIA's parking lot with environmental considerations at the heart of expansion would mean to raise profile of the airport, as the project would now allow for more spaces and room for cars to maneuver, thus creating a safe environment for all clientele and staff. The expansion parking area would afford the greatest benefits. For instance, economically, this project will create more than 100 temporary jobs for the residents around airport during the implementation phase, KADCO MD explained. Chief Executive Officer for Tanzania Association of Tour Operators, Mr. Sarili Ako showered praises to the KADCO management for its prompt action in expanding the airport's parking lot in order to offer holidaymakers a hassle-free trip right from the arrival lounge. Number of tourists has continued to rise day to day, thanks to the relaxation of the travelers' restrictions globally and, of course, the impact of Royal Tour film directed by the President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, making the parking infrastructure unable to cope with pressure. Whereas, official data indicates the international airlines operating from KIA have grown to 13, up from 11 in 2020 carriers. Cargo traffic also sprouted by leaps and bounds, as KIA had posted a 26% upsurge in cargo volumes between 2019 and 2021, necessitated parking lot expansion. Indeed, Tanzania's Royal Tour film content, its strategic premier USA market and timing have started paying dividends in terms of commanding significant traffic of tourists. The Bank of Tanzania's latest figures show that in the year ending January 2023, travel receipts almost doubled to $2.641 billion as tourist arrivals rose to 1,500,648 in 2022 from 938,017 during the preceding year. This means that the Tanzania is closer to full recovery, as the pre-pandemic number of tourist arrivals stood at 1,527,230 in 2019. Produced by Peter Greenberg, the maiden film featuring President Dr. Samia as his key guide, showcasing Tanzania's rich cultural, wildlife heritage and array of investment opportunities through her leadership was launched in New York, U.S. on April 18, 2022. What makes the Royal Tour series different from most tourism-related programming is that, aside from presenting an informal and personal side of a leader, it presents a 360-degree view of Tanzania, the home of #1 safari destination in the world, housing 4 of the most coveted adventure hotspots on Earth: the Serengeti, Mount Kilimanjaro, Zanzibar, and Ngorongoro crater, compounded by the kind-hearted people of Tanzania.